Welcome, everybody, to JT Flaherty Field here in the campus of Delone Catholic High School and the live stream of the game between York Tech Spartans and the Delone Catholic Squires. My name's Tony Weaver. George Nieder will be doing the collar for me tonight. I have Eric Lawrence behind me, who's going to take care of the senior night festivities coming up here very shortly. So, George, I'll throw it to you here. Can you explain 2020 football to us here tonight?
Tony, what an unusual year, something like we've never seen before, that's for sure. This pandemic has impacted us in so many ways. We talked about the start of the season. Normally, we would be into the fourth week of the football season at this time any other year. As we know, the season was delayed. What we know tonight is we got a football game. After that, we'll have to wait and see. We're all praying and hoping that this season can continue for these kids.
Yeah, it's very tough for the coaches to get their teams ready for tonight. No scrimmages. They've been hitting each other for now 4 weeks. They finally get to hit another team, but they have nothing on film. Like you said, the three non-league games had to be canceled. So we're coming into what Delone last year really used as their catalyst to go to the district championship game. It's been 10 and a half months since we did that great game up there at Upper Dolphin. And it's been almost 8 months since we did a basketball game in the Shepherd Gym. So we're back here, and hopefully, like George said, we can keep it going. Senior night, the senior players are going down there to meet their parents. They want to really honor the seniors tonight because, as George said, we don't know how much longer, hopefully we go through till November 7th or November 14th, as long as the Squires can keep this football season going. But for right now, we're here tonight with the York Spartans and the Delone Squires. And right now I'm going to give it to Eric Lawrence here, Delone, and he'll take you right through the senior night festivities. Eric?
Tony, thanks. It's really great to be back up in the booth after all that you guys talked about. Just, it's a perfect night for football. I mean, it was a little windy earlier, so the kickers might not like it too much, but I mean, otherwise it is a perfect night. And like you say, I mean, normally it's the last home game of the season where you get senior night, but given all that's transpired, you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to do this. So we're going to honor senior marching band, football student trainers, cheerleaders, and football players before we get started tonight to make sure we get the opportunity to do that. And the other kind of fly in the ointment is given the changes in the season. And I know you guys will talk about this, but normally senior night's the last home game of the regular season. Well, the last home game of the regular season may not happen because the district playoffs have been moved up. So if Hanover and or Delone Catholic make the district playoffs, we won't see that game for the first time since 1933, which is really hard to comprehend.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very hard that the Nighthawks and the Squires won't get together here in the field. But then again, what do you play for? You play for a district championship, a league championship, and a district championship. And we know Coach Zortman was involved in many Hanover Delone games. This is his sixth year. He's 37 and 16 overall. So whatever he wants to do, I think that's what we should do.
Oh, without question. I think it's amazing when you say it's Coach Zortman's sixth year. I mean, I remember you guys starting. I was actually at a wedding in Florida that weekend and watching that game on my phone between all the things that we had going on and weather delays and everything else that night against Trinity. And it's snap your fingers, and that flashed by in a real heartbeat.
One of the other things, Tony, we should talk about are the classifications. Delone's been moved down to 1A. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, real quickly here. Delone's moved down to 1A with Steel High, Halifax, and Fairfield. So they have two teams make the championship game on October 30th. The higher seed gets the home game for the district championship. So Delone-Fairfield game looms very large for Delone. And Fairfield, they don't have to play Littlestown because that's their last game of the year. So how that's going to figure in here, we don't know.
Yeah, and I always say, Tony, I'm terrible at PowerPoint math, and this year's really going to screw it up beyond words because teams aren't going to play the same number of teams and the same opponents because of exactly what you talk about. But given what we've seen with Division I football and all the things that change on a dime, we're all just going to roll with it. And I really have been incredibly impressed really with everybody. I mean, from athletics, from music, from the school at large. I mean, the school's been shut down since March 13th, and to get it back up, and we're 3 weeks through at this point with we're doing our best to keep everybody safe, but, really hats off to the administration and to Tony Poist, our building supervisor, who has done an unbelievable job to keep everything running as well as it could in the middle of something that none of us have ever seen before.
As coach, when I was coaching and Coach Nieder here coached with me also, we'd always tell the kids, play like it's your last game. Well, that means so much more this year. You have to take every play, every snap, and every game because we don't know what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, even up with, all the, the legislative bickering and decisions from the PIAA and the governor's office, nobody really knew that if this night would happen. So to be standing here with you guys and watching, these kids get a chance to, be on this field at least one more time, and, hopefully, we can turn the corner as a nation on this thing and get back to something closer to normal. But you're right. It's about cherishing opportunities you have. I mean, you say that every year, but this year it means a whole lot more.
Yeah, let's just celebrate tonight and take every play as a celebration of that we finally got here.
And should give everybody a heads up, too. We've worked some things out and reinterpreted some things, and we're going to have the Delone Catholic Marching Band taking the field at halftime, and we will bring you that entire field show here. I told Mr. Yealy earlier this week we'd get them on the field, and then we'd shut up and dance, and then he said that would be awesome, and then I told him we wouldn't dance because that's not our repertoire. But we're going to definitely let the band do what they've prepared for, too. They've done some amazing things. I mean, they weren't able to do band camp like they usually do, so they did nights throughout a week here on their usual field, and they're not going to be able to do competitions this year, so we're going to give them the spotlight tonight, too.
Recognize our senior athletes for Delone.
We're going to take it here to Steve Roth, the PA man.
In the marching band, we have senior Austin Stiles, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan and Carol Stiles. Austin has played in the band for 6 years. His future plans are to attend college and major in theater, design, and production. Our football student trainer, senior Jessica Knight, escorted by her mother, Mrs. Lisa Knight. Jessica has played softball for 8 years and most recently has been assisting the football team as a student trainer manager. Her future plans are to attend college and major in criminal justice to pursue a career in federal law enforcement. Next up, senior cheerleader Gabrielle Smith, escorted by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. David and Beth Smith. Gabrielle has been a football cheerleader for 4 years. Her future plans are to join the military to pursue a career to be a nurse practitioner. Now our senior football players. Senior Zachary Fields, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Mark and Christy Fields. Zachary has played football and track and field for 4 years. His future plans are to attend a trade school. Senior Nicholas Groff, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Bill and Becky Groff. Nicholas has played football for 4 years, track and field for 2 years, and wrestled for 1 year. His future plans are to attend a 4-year college major in criminal justice and to continue to play football. Senior Nathan Hart, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. David and Jennifer Hart. Nate has played football and wrestled for 4 years as well as 2 years of baseball. His future plans are to attend college and pursue a career as an astronaut. Next, senior Corey Hefner, escorted by his parents, Mr. Kevin Hefner and Mrs. Kenny Hafler. Corey has played football for 4 years. His future plans are to attend college. Senior Ryan King, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Randy and Tim King. Ryan has played football for 4 years. His future plans are to join the Army to pursue a career as a satellite operator. Senior Joseph Landsman, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. J. and Jen Landsman. Joseph has played football for 4 years. His future plans are to pursue a career as a police officer. Senior Samuel Megan, escorted by his parents, Mr. Marty Qualley and Mrs. Elizabeth Megan, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Chris and Amy Megan. Sam has played football and lacrosse for 4 years. His future plans are to attend college and continue to play lacrosse. Senior Kate Meter, escorted by his parents, Mr. Steve Meter and Miss Gail Schuhart. Kate has played football and wrestled for 4 years. His future plans are to attend college. Senior Michael O'Brien, escorted by his parents, Mr. Robert O'Brien and Carla Lewis. Michael has played football for 4 years and track and field for 3 years. His future plans are to attend college to major in pre-med. Senior Colin Snyder, escorted by Coach Barry Poppy Zortman. His parents are Mr. and Mrs. Kurt and Heather Snyder, who could not be here tonight. Colin has played football for 4 years. His future plans are to attend college and become a state trooper. Senior Wyatt Schuffler, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Phyllis Schuffler. Wyatt has played football and baseball for 4 years, and as well as 2 years of basketball. His future plans are to attend a 4-year college, to major in business, and also continue to play baseball. Senior Dylan Zimmerman, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ben and Lisa Zimmerman. Dylan has played football and lacrosse for 4 years. His future plans are to attend college, to major in business, and continue to play lacrosse. Congratulations to all our senior participants.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are the class of 2021 seniors from the marching band, the football team, and the cheerleaders. We're excited to bring them to you, and I'm going to turn things back over to Tony and George to set the table for our football game, which will kick off in about 16 and a half minutes. How about it, guys?
Congratulations to all the senior participants there, and a lot of them we've been following our starters here tonight for the Squires as they take on the Spartans of York Tech. George, we were watching York Tech a little bit before as they come out in the field here. Looks like they run a military-type offense, 2 split ends, 2 wings. So if you know what Army and Navy runs, you're going to know what York Tech runs.
Apparently, Tony, again, we had very limited information just from what we observed up here in the booth. Them warming up, it looks like you're watching Army or Navy with the splits, with the wings, with the motion, the quick dives, the pitches. We expect to see a lot of that.
From what I know about Delone's wing T, what they run, Tech runs, is the same numbering system as Delone. It's just going to be with 2 wide outs and 2 wings, and a lot of option football and a lot of balls changing hands. No direct handoffs here unless it goes to the fullback. So, you know, if Delone can put a little pressure on them, maybe they can get the ball on the ground, which first game of the season, you're going to have penalties, you're going to have turnovers, and I think the team that can really limit them tonight has a better chance of coming out of this game with a victory.
Well, you know, we talked about the limited practice time, no scrimmages. You know, both teams have, all the high school teams have literally hit the field running, okay? So as coaches, you're concerned about a lot of things going into the first game of the year. How about the center quarterback exchange with new participants? That's where it all starts. Do the players know their assignments? You know, last year when we were up in this booth, particularly for the first 3 games, what did we talk about? The number of penalties that hit Delone and killed so many drives. You know, That how sloppy is the game going to be, or how well played it's going to be? Turnovers. Particularly with new players, and those first game jitters, particularly for those first time starters. All of these are concerns for the coaches.
I think the first game jitters are magnified tonight with what they went through to get to this point. It's like we said, it's a beautiful night. We're always worried about the heat the first couple games. Well, you don't have to worry about the heat tonight. It's like 66 degrees, blue skies. It's a beautiful night for football. Nobody's allowed in here, just the senior parents. A couple people got tickets. There's nobody on the boat York Tech side. We're pretty well ringed with people, though, around 6th Street, South Street, Delone Avenue.
They're on top of the cars and on top of the trucks.
They're not allowed in here. Hopefully there's no behavior problems out there. But we're here to bring you this game tonight. So, George, what does Delone have to do here tonight?
Tony, we talk about this Delone offense. It's very methodical, this wing T. Obviously you want to keep moving the sticks, no turnovers. Don't get behind on the sticks. Don't get thrown for a loss. It's very, very important. Win the time of possession if you can. These players have battled through so much, both teams. They got to eliminate the distractions, just focus on the football games themselves. We've got a new quarterback. In fact, we've got 3 new starters in the backfield. Okay, for Delone, and we can talk about
actually, Tate Nieder's moved to fullback, so he's not a new starter, but it's a new position for him.
It's a new position for him. We moved him from halfback to fullback, as we know, fullback is the key in that wing T. Okay.
And we got either Colton Keller or Ryder Knoll at quarterback. I think Keller's going to get the initial snaps, but
yeah, we heard a lot of good things in camp. Great competition between both kids. Okay, it looks like Colton Keller will probably get the starting nod.
Yeah, talking to Coach Zortman, we came up here Wednesday and kept social distance and everything, and tried to do an interview, which we'd like to do before we go on the air. Very excited about his offense. A totally rebuilt offensive line. Nick Groff's the only one back. 2-way All-Star last year in the YAIAA.
That's important, Tony. Nick returns an All-Star both sides of the football last year. He comes back for his senior season. He's a senior, 6 foot 250. He's probably going to get some offers, some looks from some colleges after the season. But then you got 4 new starters, particularly at guards. Interesting. 2 sophomores that are going to start at guard tonight. Alex Timmon, sophomore, 6 foot 210, and Trent Draffa, another sophomore, 6 foot 200. Interesting to see how they hold up. Ryan King, new to his position, a senior, 5'7", 190 at center, will probably be making the blocking calls, okay? And then it's going to be interesting to see what happens at right tackle. We heard there was some great competition at that position between Joe Landsman, Elijah Staub, Colin Snyder. We'll see who gets a starting nod.
And we'd like to give you an update on York Tech's team, too, but we just don't know because there's no film, no scrimmages, so Coach Zortman's going to have to pretty much go by, I guess the coaches called each other and courteously just gave them what they're going to run, but really, whatever we saw in pregame is probably what they're going to run.
Yeah, I would say that's true. We'll have to take it. We're working from the booth with limited information. We're all moving on the fly. There's no doubt about it. Split in for Delone. We expect to see number 19, Dylan Zimmerman, a senior, 6'1", 185, good size. On the other side, Wyatt Schlichler, senior, 6'1", 195. So interesting to see how we utilize those 2 individuals. And we also probably will see Brandon Spillman in there, junior, 5'11", 170. Okay, bringing in the plays, we look for Mike O'Brien, number 22 at halfback, a senior, 5'9", 185, and Zach Fields will be in and out of the lineup, another senior, 5'11", 190.
Yeah, we want to mention O'Brien because he was a running back freshman year, sophomore year, but unselfishly they needed somebody in the line last year, so he stuck a number 60 on in there and went in and played guard, and now he's being rewarded going back to halfback this year.
Yeah, he not only played, Tony, he had a great level of play and really solidified that offensive line last year. That was the missing piece, and they really gelled after he got moved to the offensive line. This year, as you're saying, he's back to his halfback position.
Plus, he's a great stopper on defense. He played there last year, and he's going to be back there again this year. Run over the defense for us.
Well, it looks like Schlichler and Alex Timmons will be the defensive ends. Both have good size. Wyatt Schlichler's 6'1", 195. Alex Timmons, a sophomore, but good size, 6 foot 210. Nick Groff will be at 1 tackle. We look for him to be very disruptive this year and have a big season 6 foot 250. And then the other tackle again, Landsman, Staub, Colin Snyder. We'll see who gets pushed to the top out of there. The linebackers, Dylan Staub, Tate Nieder, who's a really fierce hitter on the inside. Okay, Zach Fields and Mike O'Brien are the outside line. Dylan Staub and Mike O'Brien, the outside linebackers. And on the corners, we look for Dylan Zimmerman and Corey Hefner. And Radernall will play safety. But when I say safety, you may find him lined up at different positions, up close to the line, inside, blitzing. They utilize him very creatively in many different ways.
Yeah, Delone's defense is known as a 4-5-2. It's really a 4-4-3. But that what Coach Nieder just said there about Ryder Knoll makes it a 4-5-2 because you don't know where he's going to be. We're waiting for the Squires to take the field. York Tech's over beyond their bleachers over there warming up. We got the band out here in front of us ready to perform the national anthem, and we will give it to them when they start, anytime they start.
You know, Tony, part of me is disappointed that we didn't see Trinity, Lancaster Catholic, and Greencastle. There's no doubt about it. But I'm thankful that we're here in the 4th week, and we've got this season kicking off. And hopefully, if things go well, next week the Squires travel to Littlestown, crosstown rival game. Correct?
Yeah, and I guess Littlestown live streams our games also, so we can pick it up there. I know right now, as of right now, we have this week, 2 weeks from now, we'll have Biglerville here. Then we'll have Fairfield here 2 weeks from that. And then as Eric told you, the fourth home game of the season could be the district championship game or the Hanover game, or that district championship game could be on the road. We just don't know. And by that time, we don't know if we'll be able to go live stream that or not. We'll have to wait and see what. If it's here, we're doing it. No questions asked. If it's away, it might be a little trickier, but we're going to try.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to mention, Tony, when you and I were on the practice field the other day talking to Coach Zortman, he mentioned how resilient the kids were, how hard they were working through all this adversity. You know, it's wonderful that they can be rewarded with a beautiful night like tonight. I only hope the season continues for them, and we'll see what happens down the road.
And that's for all the high schools around here. They all did a great job. Like Gettysburg, you know, they had a little disappointment. They can't play West York tonight. Hopefully that gets, you know, added on down the road, but you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Squires are getting ready to take the field here.
Tony, some adjustments on games. The sidelines have been extended for the players.
The sidelines have been extended to the 10-yard line. I have Pat Geppert, who's a PIA official, sent me all kind of stuff, and I'll try to bring it up during the game. The ball needs to be sanitized several times during this game. Every change of possession, the ball has to be sanitized. Stuff like that. The refs are using, a lot of them are using automatic whistles. They're not going to take them up to their mouth and blow them. So we might get an inadvertent whistle or two here. We're just going to have to live with things like that.
Have to play through it. There's no question.
Squires will be in black, white trim, white gold helmets, of course. York Tech, white shirts, silver helmets, green pants, green piping, green numbers, which are awful hard to see. So we'll try to come up with them during the night.
Tony, you were a quarterback yourself. You coach quarterbacks. You've got a new starter his first game. What are you telling him in the locker room?
I'm telling him, for Delone, you mean?
Yes.
I'm telling him he doesn't have to win the game. You know, play within yourself. Like, we know Colton Keller is going to be a better thrower than Ryder Knoll right now. Ryder Knoll is more of a typical wing T quarterback where he's going to run the corner. Do what you can do. Don't try to overdo anything. Stay within your game plan and do what you can do.
Manage the offense.
Yeah. And I know Coach Zortman very well. He's not going to ask the kid to do anything that he can't do. And the Squires take the field. See it, both teams are just happy to be on the field now. I mean, Tech over there and the Squires here. Coach Zortman's waiting for this. You know, he told us that back in July he didn't think it would ever happen, but it's here.
Delone Catholic High School would like to welcome you to J.P. Flaherty Field for this interscholastic contest between the York County Spartans and your Delone Catholic Squires. The York Adams Interscholastic Athletic Association and Delone Catholic are...
And before we go too much further, I'd like to thank Bill and Danny Smith, because without them, this wouldn't even be happening. You don't know what had to happen to get us on the air. And without them, it wouldn't happen. Eric's going to do a little stats work for us tonight. we'll have him come back on late, and if he gets anything important, he'll yell it to me, and we'll be on the air with him. So we're really flying by the seat of our pants tonight, and I mean that literally, because without Bill and Danny's work, we wouldn't be here.
Positive learning, experiences, and opportunities for personal growth.
Looks like the captains are meeting in the middle of the field. Of course, Nick Roth is the captain for Delone. Number 2 for York Tech, Hunter Summer, running back, defensive back.
Yeah, that's a change this year. They're doing everything, socially distanced in the middle. They're not meeting before the
And
game.
now, the starting lineup for the visiting Spartans. At quarterback, number 10,
We also want to thank
Lake.
Brady Oswald, who hopefully will soon be
At
back on the
quarterback,
field,
number 11,
and Joe
Ryan
Trillo
Parker.
from DCBN to help
At
with
linebacker,
running
number
and
25,
doing computer stuff with us.
Maxwell Asensio.
Thank you for that. You know the kids.
At
You're going to have to
safety,
bring them.
Number 33, Zachary Driver. At linebacker, number 34, JoJo Meady.
Introducing
At linebacker,
the
number
defense
40,
for York
Braden
Tech right now.
Whitaker.
Yeah.
At linebacker, number 44, Travis Wagner. At defensive end, number 50, Devin Berg. At defensive end, number 59, David Seidler. At tackle, number 67, Andre Kolchak. At tackle, number 70, Gary Balby. And now, for your Delone Catholic Squires.
People that are familiar with McCherrystown know where we sit here at JT Flaherty Field. Down by the Moose, it looks like something's going on in the street. It's just people watching the game here.
At quarterback, number 13, Colton Keller. At split end, number 19, Dylan Zimmerman. At wingback, number 22, Michael O'Brien. At fullback, number 24, Pete Meter.
The toss of the coin's taking a little longer because the ref has to explain to both captains all these new nuances of tonight's game. As you can see, the box, well, as Bill here on our camera is going to show you, the box goes to the 10-yard line for the players. The box at the 25 is for the coaches, but the players have to stay back. And that's going to be really enforced this year, staying back.
The referees for tonight's contest are Timothy Staub, Thomas Banks, Dennis Posey, Jason Malone, and Larry White.
Tony, a little bit of wind. You can see
Yeah,
the
not a lot. It's blowing a little bit from the north to the south, and that's across the field here at JT Flaherty Field.
as the shadows hit the field and the sun.
Yeah, usually the first game of the year we have light till like 8 o'clock, but not tonight. It's already starting to twilight set in here, and I think and also let's give a shout out to the refs that they're out there tonight doing these games. Looks like Delone. Well, let's see.
Could everyone please stand for a prayer by our very own Father Moroni.
Squires, we pray this prayer every day and now at every home football game. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Direct, O Lord, all our actions by your holy inspiration, and carry them on by your gracious assistance, so that every word and work of ours may always begin in you, and through you be happily ended, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen. May Almighty God bless you, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Father. Could everyone please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem by our Squire Band.
Delone Catholic alma mater being played very nicely there by the Delone Catholic marching band.
Ladies and gentlemen,
York Tech has won the toss. They have deferred. Delone's going to get the ball, and they're going to go from the Moose to the school. George, I'll tell you what, Derry Dane could make a mint tonight out there.
Hey, he could, Tony. There's a big crowd outside the fence. It's kind of neat to see, but I wish all those folks were inside. Maybe someday soon they will be. We'll see. That's for later discussion. Tonight, I'm just so excited these kids get to play football. It's wonderful that they're going to have this opportunity.
We think Tate Nieder's going to be deep. We'll have to pick up who the other deep man is.
COVID-19 is a case disease that can lead to severe illness and complications, even death. Senior citizens and those with underlying health conditions.
Looks like Corey Hefner going back there with Nieder.
Therefore, all persons must wear masks, maintain social distancing, and follow posted instructions while in this stadium, gym, and while on the ground. By entering the stadium, gymnasium, and stadium grounds, you voluntarily assume all risks.
Try to get you the number. The kid looks like number 69 kicking all
Also,
four.
a reminder that the families of the visiting team could not be with us
York
tonight.
Tech.
Please cheer in support of their efforts.
Oh, the onside kick right out of the gate, Tony.
Yeah, they felt something like that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But Delone covered it very nicely. They're going to get the ball at the 46-yard line.
Alex Timmons. First and 10 Delone at the 46.
Well, we've got great field position,
Yeah,
Tony.
I think Coach Zortman probably thought something like that was going on when they deferred.
Yeah. Well, one of the first things we look for right out of the gate, Tony, is what that offensive line push looks like. Let's see who controls the line of scrimmage.
Keller, the fullback. Keller, the quarterback. Giving there to Tate Nieder. He breaks it up over the middle. He gets about 8 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 2.
Good hard run inside, Tony. Sidestepping a couple would-be tacklers and that momentum moving forward.
Nice block by the lead black there. And then, of course, they're running behind Zach Groft on the right side also.
And what do you try to do, Tony? Establish the fullback out of the gate in the wing tee?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to. Squires up. Counter to 7.
A lot of running room, Tony. Still on his feet.
Breaks his feet.
Tony, that's Corey
Hefner.
Corey Hefner, number 7.
Corey
Second by
Hefner.
number 10, Ronald Lake.
Way down inside. Well, they're going to mark it right at the 25.
Some strong blocking on that right side, Tony.
Joe. Dylan Staub going in the game now. Hefner coming out. Double wing. Tate Nieder alone in the backfield here. Motion man. Give it a sweep.
Got the
a lot of
corner.
room in this side. O'Brien cuts it back at the 10. He's down to the 5. 20-yard pickup for Michael O'Brien.
Tony, good job sealing the corner. There was nobody home. He was 10 yards downfield before anybody got a hand on him.
And another thing he did, he waited for his blocks out there. He didn't hurry that sweep.
Very patiently. Yep.
Hefner back into the game for the Squires. 4 running plays so far. Hefner and Tate Nieder in the backfield. Give the Nieder. He's bounced around a little, keeps on his feet, gets maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line.
York Tech got some good penetration off that left side, disrupted that play.
That looked more like an inside trap play there, and then they blew it up. Dylan Zimmerman going back into the game with a play for, right now the quarterback is Colton Keller, junior, 6'0", 180. Hefner and Tate Nieder in the backfield. O'Brien on the wing. O'Brien in motion. Give the Nieder. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Squires from 4 yards out.
Tony, you can see how quick he hits the hole. He hits the hole really quick and fast.
They had a nice lead block there by Groft and also O'Brien coming across there, and the hole just opened up. Nieder did a nice job cutting back to the center and just walked into the end zone.
What was that, son? Tony? 7 plays all on the ground?
54 yards, 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
5 plays, 54 yards, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, says our stat man.
It's great to have the stat man this year in the booth.
Justin Emming will try the extra point. Snap looks good. Kick looks good. And it is good.
Justin Emmons
Coming back up the field, the
Emmons
scoreboard
goal.
reads Delone Squires 7,
Delone
York Tech
Squires
Spartans
7.
nothing. Now we'll give the ball over to Tech and see how that new offense they're running does.
Well, if you're Coach Zortman, you couldn't be more happier than that drive. 5 plays on the ground, well executed. Offensive line looked like they were in sync, working with one another. Good blocking, good hard running.
And the exchanges were good. The center exchange.
Yeah,
No penalties, no jumping off sides.
right.
Emmy's going to kick off here deep for the Spartans. Let's see,
Ronald
number.
Lake, Ryan Parker,
Looks
and
like Zachary Driver's deep
back
in the middle.
For the Spartans.
Ronald Lake is at one end, and number 11, Ryan Parker, is over here at this side.
Kicking off for the Squires, number 9, Justin Emmons.
Emmy's going to kick closer to the left hash here.
Taking a look at Justin in warm-ups, Tony, it looked like he was kicking some field goals from 30 yards out. So he's got a nice leg. We'll see how he does handling Nichols this year.
Well, their deep man's about the 5, so. Kick's going to settle in at about, it's going to hit the ground. Bounced the 10-yard line, picked up. Wrapped up, but he got away. He's going to get back up to about the 21-yard line. And that was number 33, Zachary Driver.
And the return to the Spartans brought down by number 4, Clinton Hicks.
Dylan Staub got to him first, just couldn't hang on, but really slowed him down for the rest of the pursuit.
Tayton Hicks made the tackle for the
First
Squires.
down Spartans at the 21-yard line.
So let's see what this offense looks like here. Number 1, the quarterback, Jamar Johnson. JoJo Nieves behind him at fullback. Nieves has it up to about the 25-yard
Matt Arnold
line.
on the carry for the Spartans. Tackled by number 54, Nick Groff.
Nick Groff in the tackle.
Gain of 3 on the play.
My guess we'll hear that quite a few times tonight.
I would anticipate we would.
2nd and 6. Option pitch.
Got
Going to be stopped
Jamar
there about a
Johnson
yard.
on the keeper.
well defended, Tony, on that side.
Off the left side for a short gain. Brought down by number 11, Wyatt Schutzler.
Not sure he gained anything. I thought he might have lost a
I
yard
think
there.
he lost the yard, Tony.
Brings up 3rd down.
Wyatt Schutzler on the tackle.
No gain.
3rd down, 6, 8:45 left here in the first quarter here at JT Flaherty Field. Rolling out the throw is Johnson. He's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Let's see who got him
Jamar
first.
Johnson on the keeper.
I think O'Brien's in there.
29, Sam Stovich.
Number
No gain on the
79.
play. 4th down.
And Sam Skovich also in the tackle. Punting situation for the Spartans.
Tony, that looked like a run all the way. He was looking like he was going to put.
Yeah, I don't think he was throwing. I think he wanted to turn the corner. Same two deep men, Hefner and Nieder for the punts. Very short punt. Nieder's going to come up and field it about the 50. Looking for a little room. He gets to the 47-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10.
Spartans.
Again, great field position, Tony.
Received by number 4, Tate Leader.
Yeah, and I wouldn't look for anything different
First
here
down the line.
in the offense either.
You know, it's interesting. Even if you're very successful on the ground, you would like, I think, to get a couple pass attempts in. You know, how many times do you think Coach Zortman wants to throw the ball tonight just to work it into his offense?
Hard to say. They have Littlestown next week, and Littlestown opens tonight. Schussler, the tight end, goes to the right side over there beside Groff. Back to throw. He has Zimmerman out here complete. Going to be close to the first down. Going to pick up 11 and the first down.
Well, it didn't take us long to see the first pass play.
A little bit of waggle action there, and he had Zimmerman hooked up for an 11-yard completion.
Because I think what you want to do is you want to build some confidence with that quarterback, first-time starter, and try to give him some easy throws to make out of the gate, Tony.
Same set. O'Brien in motion. Give to Nieder. He breaks it up to about the 30-yard line. Give him 6 yards.
Brought down by Bishop Banks. Gain of 6. Second and 4. Ball
Again,
at the
Tony, that's
30-yard
Brian
line.
King at center, Alex Timmons at guard, and Trent Giraffe at guard right up the center, paving the way for Tate Nieder.
You ran that to the weak side that time. O'Brien came in motion. Same set again. Probably going to have a penalty here. Our wing move. Going to cost Delone 5 yards, bring up a 2nd down and 9.
Full start, Squires.
My guess is they're in 4 down territory anyway here. Zimmerman back into the game. Squires break the huddle with a tight end to the right side. O'Brien over there to the right side also. There's a sweep to Hefner. Has a little bit of room, cuts it back at the 30. He's at the 25, down inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line, and we got a flag at the end of the play.
44 Travis Wagner, number 10, Ronald Lake. Flag on the play.
Have to see what the flag was. It happened right at the spot of the tackle, so.
Tony, good kick out block on the end. I do think it was Alex Timmons with a good block. And you saw what our back did. He didn't try to stretch it.
Face
He
mask
cut it
on
right
the
up
play.
inside.
Face mask against Tech takes it down inside the
First down,
10.
Delone at the 9-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and goal right inside the 10-yard line. Brandon Spielman coming in with the play.
York Tech's got some size.
We like
in his
we like
tackles.
this red set to the right side here. Give to O'Brien on a sweep. Another flag. O'Brien made it to about the 4-yard line, but I think it might be a hold here against the Squires.
Flag on the play.
That's what it is, holding preliminary signal against the Squires. That'll move them back 10 yards from the point of the foul.
That's a second penalty on this
30
drive,
against
Tony.
the Squires.
So that it's going to be goal wherever they set it up. I think it's going to be closer to the 25. That's where it is, right on the 25-yard line. 1st down and goal, remain 1st down. This is weird. We can hear the coaches from Votech saying, watch the wag.
Yeah, let's see if Delone gets to that corner again.
Back to throw. He's under a little bit of pressure. He throws it out into the,
Colton Keller fans intended to corner.
he had Hefner out there in the flat. Hefner couldn't handle the throw.
He had Hefner out of the backfield. Tony was wide open, just couldn't hang on to it.
It was a flood pattern to the right side.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he got a little bit of pressure up the middle right away, but still that ball should have been caught. So again, Brandon Spielman takes the play into the huddle. Double wing with Hefner and O'Brien on the wings. Tate Nieder behind quarterback Keller. Keller gets a snap, gives a sweep to Hefner. Hefner breaks it inside the 20, down to about the 16-yard line.
Hefner on the carry. Brought down by JoJo Meade.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal at the 16.
Couple good running, but a couple missed tackles there, Tony, on York Tech's part. What's
There's a
interesting
first,
here
third
is
and goal at the 16-yard line.
you don't want to turn the ball over because we've got the length to make a field goal here, which
Right.
is something you want to keep in mind, okay? Try to pick up some yards, see what you can do.
Look for something over
don't-
to the right side here.
Don't force it and don't take a loss. Don't take a sack.
He has Tate Nieder out of the backfield. Looks in the end zone, throws. Nice. Through the hands of Zimmerman, down about the 2-yard line.
Zimmerman
Ball was on the money.
incomplete.
Tony, that ball was well thrown. Should have been called. Okay,
Brings up
throwing to his
fourth
right,
down.
makes an excellent throw, puts it only where his player can catch it. Okay, now we have 4th down. Let's see what the Squires are going to do.
It looks like they might go. They're keeping their kicker on the sideline. He had Tate Nieder open about the 9 also, but he elected to go to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman was open at the 2 but couldn't handle the throw.
So we have 2 drops so far tonight.
Okay, they're not going to kick the field goal. They figure they have Tech in a bad field position if they don't get it. Double wing. Actually, Hefner comes back in the backfield now. O'Brien in motion. They're going to try the flood pass again. Throws it into the end zone. Oh, threw it behind Zimmerman that time.
Zimmerman incomplete.
Pretty good coverage there, too.
Zimmerman ran a post on the flood pattern, and it was good coverage.
Spartans ball, first down.
Well, Tony, you saw what 2 penalties did. It killed that drive.
Yes, it did. And
Yeah.
actually, I thought quarterback might have been able to take off there, get some decent yardage.
It
know
was-
it was 4th and goal. He wanted to throw it, but
Those are the things you look at films, and you talk about those things as you coach kids and work to develop them. Okay?
so here comes Tech again. Double wing, double tight end this time. No wideouts. There's motion. Quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to get maybe 2 yards.
Johnson on the keeper, brought down by number 11, Wyatt Schussler.
Schussler, number 30 for the Squires in there. That was Zach Fields, and Schussler dropped him.
2nd and 7. At the
Well
19
defended by
yard line.
Delone.
4:40 left here in the first quarter, 7-0 Squires. Two wideouts to the left side for the Spartans. Give to the fullback. He's going to get maybe 2 more.
Travis Wagner on the carry for the Spartans.
Tate Nieder in on that tackle,
Brought down
Tony.
by Tate Nieder and Wyatt
Filling that
Schussler.
hole quickly.
Short gain on the play. 3rd and 5.
34. That was JoJo Nieves that time, running the ball, the fullback. So we got a 3rd down. They're calling it 5 on the board. It's a long 5. A little bit of spread offense here by Tech this time out. They gave it to Nieves again, and he don't get anywhere.
A host of Delone defenders right there.
Carry, brought down by a host of Squires.
The first hit, I think, was
No
by
gain on the
number
play.
79
First
there.
down.
Got the first hit in for the Squires. Sam Skovich. Spartans to punt again. Nieder and Hefner deep. Good snap again. Low spinning punt this time.
No, he called the fair catch. Drop it right
Yep.
there. Yep.
Same starting position, 47-yard
Sure it
line.
is. Okay.
Punt line.
Well, that last drive, Tony, for Delone, they had 2 drop balls and 2 penalties, and it killed the drive. Let's see what happens this time.
Fair catch at the 48-yard line.
Actually, they're going to mark it at the 48. Keller's still the quarterback. Zimmerman coming out here wide to the left side. O'Brien winged out to the right. Here's a counter to O'Brien. A little bit of room there, but it closes quickly. He's going to get maybe 7.
Michael O'Brien on the carry, brought down by Andre Kochuk.
That was a wing counter. We're going to call it 6.
5-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 5.
I like 2nd and 4.
Me too.
Brandon back in with the play. Braden Spillman. Delone with a spread wing this time. Give the Nieder up the middle. He breaks it into the clear. I don't think they're going to catch him. At the 20, inside the 10, knocked out about the 7-yard line.
Tony, you saw how quick he got into the hole. He was by that defensive tackle who was reaching, couldn't get a hold of him. Okay, and York Tech had a good angle to run him down.
Marking it at the 9.
At the 9-yard line.
9-yard line.
But you can see how quick Tate Nieder hits
Yeah.
that hole.
I thought, well, and it was a good play by Tech because they ran him towards the sideline.
Right.
That's the only chance they had.
Yep.
They used their sideline as their 12th man. Squires in a spread black again. Set. Again, give the Nieder up the middle. He's inside the 5, down to the 4.
Nieder on the carry up the middle for the Squires, brought down by Bishop Banks.
Some good blocking up front, Tony, particularly Ryan King downfield, pushing his man 5-6 yards downfield. Offensive line coaches love to see that, Tony, when their offensive line is downfield and still pushing their defenders.
Kudos to those two sophomore guards, too. Quick pitch to Hefner. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Squires from 4 yards out.
Corey Hefner on the carry for the
Sailed off the end,
Squires.
Tony. Nobody there. At his speed, he walks into the end zone. Good job by the offensive line on that series.
That was a great job of sealing there by Nick Groff. I knew I would do it. Yeah. Nick Groff. Sealed off the end there, and Hefner just walked into the end zone there. 1:47 left here.
4 plays, 48 yards, 126.
4 plays, 48 yards. It took a minute, 1:46 to get in the end zone. Justin Emmig's kick is up. I think it's good. It is good.
A lot of rotation on that kick, Tony. He kicked it low, but it did get through. It did get through.
Like a 9-iron, he took a little too much turf. Kicked the ground before it get in, but the Squires are up 14-0 here with 1:47 left in the first quarter.
It looks like Joe Lansman's manning that tackle spot, Tony, number 55, the other spot. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, kudos to them two sophomore guards also.
And then the senior Ryan King at center and Nick Groff the tackle. Always felt the offensive line never got their names called enough, so we're going to work it up a little bit tonight.
Emmy places the ball over here near the right hash again, or the left hash.
His last kick got to about the 15-yard line, I thought, Tony, maybe the 12.
Zachary Driver back deep, along with number 11 and number 10, the two wideouts for York Tech. Emig approaches the ball, and he hits this in a little better. Going to skip and go out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. My guess is Tech will take it up at the 35.
Kickoff goes out of bounds.
And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Well, as we work on that position kicking, Tony, we want to try to, keep that ball in play. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know where these refs are. Yeah, you got to put it at the 35 there, guys.
35-yard line.
Here we
First
go.
down, Spartans at the 35-yard line.
Looks like 44, Travis Wagner at fullback now. That double wing, that is 44 at the fullback position. He gets the ball, breaks it up, and he
Travis Wagner up the middle for the Spartans. Brought down by Tate Lear and number 77, Elijah Staub.
Elijah Staub and Tate Nieder on that tackle. Elijah Staub in there looks like he's given Nick Groff a little bit of time to get on the sideline here.
Good tackle.
120.
Good tackle there, Tony. Dropped him right there almost at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 8. Now 34 back in there at fullback. Back to throw. Sees a little bit of room, but he don't get anywhere. He's wrapped
Lamar
up.
Johnson on the carry for the Spartans. Backed by number 30, Zach Fields and Colin Snyder.
Tony, you can see that they'd really like to, break loose this Jamar Johnson, this quarterback number 1, but Delone's doing a good job keeping him bottled up.
Colin Snyder wrapped him up as he tried to.
Brings up 3rd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
We're under 40 seconds here left in the first quarter. 14-0 Squires. Quick pitch. First time Tech tried to get outside. Number 7.
Hunter Summer at the left side for the Spartans. Brought down by Michael O'Brien and Ryder Knoll.
Tony Ryder Knoll came up strong and made an excellent open field tackle and dropped him right there.
They're at the 42-yard line. Going to be 4th down and a long 3.
It's a 4th and 4.
Looks like Tech's going to go for it, but I think the first quarter is going to run out.
Yeah, let it run out. Go to the sideline and talk it over and see what you want to do.
And that's the end of the first quarter here at J.T. Flaherty Field, here in the campus of Delone
And
Catholic
at
High
the end of the
School.
quarter,
Delone 14,
Catholic 14,
York Tech nothing.
York Tech Spartans 0.
Bill, you want to say anything about Delone or anything?
Eric, you want to say anything about what's going on?
We got him, because I think it's 2 minutes between quarters now. I think they.
Squires! On the left, get up and yell go! Go! Squires! On the right, get up and yell fight!
Yeah, first of all, we want to give a shout out to all of our people watching out there. It's unfortunate that we can't have more people in here with us, but it's a pretty spirited group, if not small. Just want to say hello to everyone watching at home and those watching at some of our fraternal organizations here around town, Miss Creation in downtown Hanover. Very much appreciate all of you picking up the game so that our fans and the parents of the younger players can see this game. It's just it's not an ideal situation, but you said it, George. We're being flexible and doing the best we can, and you know, the fans seeing a good game here so far out of the Squires. You know, we normally get on here and talk about upcoming events at Delone Catholic, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot upcoming because we can't invite anybody in, but would invite everybody to follow us on our social media at DeloneCatholic.org, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and I'll turn it back to Tony for the second quarter.
Looks like Tech's going to go for it here on 4th, and they have it a long 3. They might just be trying to draw off sides here. Although their tackle just moved and there was no flag, so they do run it. Fullback's going to have the first down.
Quick hitter there, Tony.
JoJo Neves on the carry. Brought down by
JoJo
Tate
Neves
Leader.
picks up the first down up to the
First down,
46-yard
Spartans.
line. 47, let's mark it at.